Hello, I have two packages today. One is from The Merri Artist and the other one is from JetPens. So it's a bit of an art haul slash stationery haul. Let's start with The Merri Artist because most of this I'm actually saving for a different holiday. I like to buy stuff ahead if I find a good sale, and The Merri Artist was having 10% off. So I like to kind of buy stuff in advance and save it for different special occasions. Okay. Oops. I think it's in here. Got some of these soft sponges because I think Sandy Hester was saying they're good for acrylics too if you want to get some special effects because they're very firm. And then this is the rest of it. Oh, this is like very soft. It's like paper towels. So the M-gram paint is what I'm saving for a special occasion because I already have a few I bought on eBay. So I'm kind of getting a whole collection going before I put together a whole gift out of it. So I got Azo Green, Mineral Violet, Viridian, Cerulean Blue, Anthraquinone Blue, and Quinacridone Magenta, which is their new color, PR122, and I love that color, and they just started carrying it, so I was so excited to see that. So I already have 11 tubes, and I got these, and then I'm gonna get maybe like one of those sets that it comes in. This is what I have right now. I got this like little sampler set for 20 bucks. And I just fell in love with the paint. So that's why I decided to add M-gram to my, permanent paint that I would use. I just think it's, oops. I just think it's a lot better than I was expecting because, all these years people have been raving about it and I was like, oh, I already have like all these good brands. But after trying it myself, I do have to admit that these are very, very good. They just flow really well and they're like transparent and bright and granulate and do all the things you want them to do. So yeah. So that gets set aside for a different occasion, and let's try these. I'm not saving these guys. So I think these would be good for my soft pastels because I do have, a set of those. But also like for acrylics for special effects. Yeah, it's basically like makeup sponges, just a lot firmer. So that's cool. Yeah, and with the 10% off, it was cheaper than getting them on Blick. So that will go in my little compartment I have for all my soft pastel tools. And then I got these two, the Supracolor Caran Dash, because I've been trying out all these different watercolor pencils to see which ones I'd want to kind of like get a whole set of. I did get a set of these, the most expensive ones, the Albert, no, not these, these. Yeah, the Museum Aquarelle Caran Dash. These are the most expensive ones. I did get a set of those on eBay when I found them for a good deal, but again, I'm saving that set. And it's also not a very big set. Whereas if I got these Caran Dash Supracolor or Albert Durer by Faber-Castell, I could get a much bigger set because they're a lot cheaper. Whereas these ones are, I might be got like, I don't know how many, 40, a set of 40 maybe. So these ones are the ones I already have. I have two of these that I had gotten just to try of the Albert Durer. I have a set of like 24 of these Staedtler pencils, and I have a set of 24 of the Ink 10s. And then these are now I have a set of these that I just haven't opened yet. So I wanted to get these two to compare because I could still get like a larger set of these or these depending on which ones are better. So let's compare them. Just want to see what we have here. These are the Museum Aquarelle, the really good ones. The colors are gorgeous. Then I have these, so I'll just do this. MA. And then we have Staedtler Caran. And I really do like these actually. Oh, and I do have Caran Dash, some other one that's like a cheaper one, but they're not very good. I haven't been using them, but I also haven't sold them because I got them while on vacation, so now they have sentimental value. These are my ink tints. Albert Durer. These feel creamy. I can feel it. They're like nice and creamy. Albert Durer. And finally, let's try the Supracolor. And again, I was careful to pick colors that were very light fast, but also, yeah, see, these are both 3 stars. But also they're not in any of the smaller sets. These colors are only in their biggest set. So if I end up getting any set other than the biggest, I won't already have doubles of these. And I'm not getting the biggest. Those are like huge. And this is mixed media paper. Just thick mixed media paper. Oh, pretty. These are all pretty good. The ink tints are just so strong, but also I think when they dry, they don't reconstitute like watercolor pencils do, because they're ink based, whereas the watercolor pencils are watercolor based. So they will reactivate if you wet them, whereas the ink tints does not reactivate. So you can get different effects with that. These are nice. I don't know. It's hard to say, like, which ones are better. Because I saw some people saying that like there is an artist even who does illustrations, and for all her illustrations she uses these Supracolors dry. She doesn't even wet them, she just uses them dry. So let me try again. Yeah, see, you can definitely use all these as regular pencils. Like they're all, see, this one's a little bit more patchy, whereas I feel like this has smoother coverage. Can you guys see that? It's like a flatter lay of color, whereas this one is a bit more patchy. And then let me try these other ones too. Yeah, there's like a bit of a patchiness to it, whereas this one is a lot smoother somehow. This one's acting more like a regular colored pencil than these ones. These ones I feel like look better activated. How about this one? This one's pretty good too. See, I really do like these Staedtler Caran. I got them, like, they were super cheap for a 24 set. I don't know where. I think they're still cheap on Amazon too. So these are definitely, if you want something that's relatively cheap, maybe you just want to try out watercolor pencils, you've never had them before, these are pretty great. Let's see. And the ink tints are great too. I don't know. It's hard to say. These are all top quality watercolor pencils, so really I'll have to say they're all like very decent. Let me try how they go into wet paper. That's pretty good. Oh, look at that nice line you get. It's really nice. Wait, is this the, oh, it's this one. Oops. That's pretty nice too. Let's try this one. Yeah, they all do really well with like a wet sort of base. Yeah, because that's important. Sometimes you want to have wet paper. They all do good. I mean, I really think with like these nice brands, and like you really can't go wrong with all these, like with any of these. Let me see how it does, like if I wet it, because you can wet the pencils too. Get a really nice thick application. Try not to wet the wood too much. Just wet the pencil itself. Oh, look at that. The paper here is dry, by the way, so I'm doing wet onto dry. Yeah, they're all performing quite well. Ooh, wow. That got dark. That got dark quick. Let's try this one. Yeah, look at that. It's nice. Again, we're going to do wet pencil. Ooh, that's nice. These are all nice. So like I said, I guess maybe it's also like whatever deals you can find, because these are all good. So if you can find a good deal for them, that's probably the one to go with. But I will say, I think this had a smoother lay down than this. This one's a little bit, you see more of the white of the paper showing through, whereas this one has better coverage. So maybe if you are looking for pencils that you can definitely use as regular colored pencils, you might be better off with actually the Supracolor. Maybe that's why that one artist uses them as regular colored pencils, because they do really kind of have that smooth application, whereas this one and this one are more patchy. So there you have it. If you can see what I was talking about, like smoother application versus a more patchy one. And over here it's a bit more patchy too. I don't know if you can see that well. There you go. All right, so that's that. And now let's open my JetPens. This got here a lot faster than I thought it would. It took them a few days to ship, and then it looked like it was going to be maybe even the following week, but then it got here Monday. Ooh, look at all this stuff. Very cool. Well packaged too. Okay. The main reason I placed the order now was for these two. This is the Midori notebook cover for the A6, and this is the Midori notebook cover for the A5. And these actually fit the Hobonichi notebooks as well. So I wanted them for travel, like if I'm taking this size or this size for travel, or if I just want to put two of these little ones into one Hobonichi cover, and then one of them is going to be having the cover out. I didn't want it to get damaged. But yeah, for travel it's great too, because obviously it's very minimalistic. It still protects it, but it doesn't add any bulk. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the whole thing. I don't think I need to show any more of that. So that's the two covers I bought. And then I went ahead and got this fountain pen. I've been using the fountain pens and really enjoying them. And I've already had this Kakuno in fine. And so I wanted to get the extra fine, and the extra fine only comes in this clear color. So but that's fine. It's actually convenient because then you can see how much it is. Ink is in there and like what color. And I got some pens to try out. And I got one of these little stamps. This is the YouTube one for when I make a YouTube video. Like I can indicate it in my planner. And I guess they're self-inking. Oh my gosh. Okay, so don't press too hard. Oh yeah, just like medium pressure. Yay! Now I can just indicate when I did my YouTube videos for the planner. That's so cool. And then I got some kind of mystery ink, Syrah. And then it has this code, and then you scan it, and then it takes you to show you exactly which ink you got. It's an ink sample. And I do have a converter for my fountain pen, so I can put it into the fountain pen and try it out. And that way it's not a big commitment. It's just enough for like maybe 1 or 2 refills. I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks reddish, so that looks interesting. Let's open up. Ooh, look at that one. Oh yeah, it's all the way at the very bottom, so maybe 1 refill, I don't know. Oh, that's really pretty. Look at that, guys. I like that. I don't have an ink like that at all right now, so that's nice. I think that's a really cool idea. I love it when you can get little samples for a lot cheaper just to try things out. Like obviously it's more economical to get like a huge bottle of something and then it lasts you forever, but it's more fun to try different things, I think. Let me try these pens. These pens were all supposedly really good for Hobonichi, so let's try them all. I got a green Staedtler Triplus fine liner. I like how these write. Well, I've never had it before, but I like this like felt tip. It's a fine liner, but really you just use it as a regular pen. It's 0.3, so it's super fine. It's a super fine tip, 0.3. This one is 0.38, and this is the Uniball one. I think this is royal blue, which is basically a purple. That writes nice. See, these are all good for Hobonichi because they have such a fine grid. And these are really nice and fine. And then we have Zebra Sarasa Clip in 0.5. So it's a bit thicker. Let's try this one. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a dusky, maroonish, purplish color. I think they had like all these vintage colors. And finally we have, it's the Pentel Fooded Touch Brush Sign Pen in brown. That's a mouthful, but I love this tip. I have one of these in black, I think, and I just think it's so cool. It's almost like writing with a brush. But yeah, so you can get a really fine line if you use the very tip, or you can get a thicker line if you do like side. So it is kind of like almost like a brush tip, but it's like a plastic firm brush tip. So you can still like easily get fine lines if you want. Nice. Okay, so yay. Oh, and finally this one. I forgot about this guy. I've been collecting all these like nibs, and I just loved how this one looked. How funny is that? It's a finger. And it actually had good reviews, like it writes pretty well. So I think I would use it mostly for like writing in a journal or something, not really for art. I don't know if it's the best for art. I already have good ones for art, but for writing, it just looks so like antique and vintage, like maybe with a feather dip pen holder, like one of those vintage looking ones. And I only found these sold individually on JetPens, and this is the Browse number 29 FE. That's what I got, guys. Hopefully you like my little haul. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching as always. Would love to see your comments, thoughts, opinions, input, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.